Hello and welcome to Tech Talk from the University of Minnesota, your source of information about the technology that surrounds us every day. I'm your host, Susan McKinnell. You've probably noticed that the government is increasingly taking advantage of online technologies. Maybe you've e-filed your taxes or renewed your license plates online, but there are hundreds of services available to citizens that are only a click away. Today we're talking about e-government. My first guest today is Colleen Milka. Colleen is the Assistant Commissioner for Electronic Government Strategies in the Minnesota Office of Enterprise Technology. Prior to that, she worked for the Minnesota Department of Natural Resources. During her 21 years with the DNR, she held a variety of information management positions, including 5 years as the department's Chief Information Officer. It's great to have you here today, Colleen.
Thank you, Susan. Pleased to be here.
What exactly is e-government?
Well, e-government is really about using technology to transform the way we deliver government services. You know, the traditional model is you show up at a government office between 9 and 5, Monday through Friday, and that's when you can transact your business.
And that's your only chance.
And that's it. We're moving that to anytime, any place, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, 365 days a year, online
That's
service.
one of the huge beauties of the web.
It truly is. And government has been a little slower than business to enter the arena. And citizens have been, quite honestly, a little slower to adopt some of the services that the government makes available online. But that's really the heart of it. You know, the Internet has provided tremendous opportunities for governments at all levels. And we've done some great things that I would like to share with your guests.
Fabulous. Can we take a look at some of the things that's going on in Minnesota? What are some of these sites you have here for us?
This is the Minnesota Department of Transportation's 511 Traveler Service. And this was actually a site that was created among the first in the nation when the FCC, the Federal Communications Commission, passed a law in 2000 establishing 511 as the traveler information site.
Traveler information, yep.
Here you can find information about traffic congestion in all areas of the state, traffic delays, traffic accidents, weather-related road conditions.
And I see there's a lot of different ways to interface with this. I've got a big map of Minnesota, or a listing on the side, or I suppose the Twin Cities is probably what gets called up the most.
Yes, and you can call this up on your PDA if you happen to have one. You can also dial 511 and get this information over the telephone. So multiple channels to get at this information, which is really important because not everybody is sitting in front of their laptop when they get in the car and are about to head on to Highway 94.
Let's hope they're not watching their laptop while they're on 94. But if you're, you know, before you get on the highway, this is a wonderful map here. It's showing me right now.
Sure, you can see where the free-flowing and congested. I don't see any. Well, there's maybe a little congestion there on 35 South.
Not too much, but there's some slow areas, and I can just take a brief look at this map and see some faster ways of getting places, it looks like.
And that's what it's all about, making your trip planning as fast and incident-free as possible.
Yeah, and we all can use that in this state with a lot of driving.
Indeed.
What else do we have here?
This is the Nursing Home Report Card, and it was developed by the Department of Human Services to assist folks in finding nursing homes when they find themselves in the situation where they're looking for such a thing.
That is such a difficult decision. There are so many nursing homes, and of course, you all want the best of
390
care.
nursing homes in the state of Minnesota, facilities, public facilities, or facilities that receive some public funding. You can search by area, so you can choose a radius within X many miles of the zip code that you're living in. And then there are 8 quality factors here that you can choose 3.
Okay.
And you submit
rate those, the highest, most important.
Rate those 1, 2, 3, and you'll get a list. Now, we selected an area right here by the university, and it looks like we've got 10 options, and you could click on any one of those and learn more about that center, and how they rate, how they compare to the state average. And this has been a very popular service for people who are.
And just help to make that search a little bit easier.
Yes.
It looks like we've got some stuff for folks who are kind of on the other end of the spectrum, so looking for jobs.
Younger set, yes. iSeek is a tool that was developed at the State University System, INSCU, and it was designed both for kids who are looking at careers. They can find information about careers that are available, 500 descriptions of careers. They can also look at education that they might need if they were interested in pursuing one of those, and then they can also find a job when they reach that stage.
Now, it sounds like you said this is kind of geared towards kids, but some of us in the middle of life are thinking about different careers.
Absolutely. Career changes are another reason that people might use this site. Because we have so so much information about different educational opportunities in the state. It's useful for adult learners as well, learners of all ages, I might say.
Absolutely. Now, this site is geared towards someone who's looking to explore different careers, find out different careers in the education and the jobs surrounding that. What if I just want to find out what jobs are out there?
The Minnesota Job Bank is a place that you would want to visit. This site allows a job seeker to enter a resume at no cost. They provide a nice professional-looking standard format resume and assist you in creating that.
That's fabulous.
And employers can go in and post jobs. So we're connecting employers and job seekers online. If you have entered a resume,
a little bit like online dating,
Yes,
but it might be a good thing.
if
Getting
there's a
fat,
match,
absolutely, yeah.
we get about 100 jobs posted every month on this site, and I don't have the statistics on how many people have actually found a job using this tool, but I think that it's fairly high.
Yeah, and it's certainly a place to look if you're looking for a job. That's fabulous. You worked for the DNR
No,
for
yes,
years.
I don't want to look biased in my presentation of sites. There are so many to
Wonderful
choose
department,
from.
though.
This is a piece that we're particularly proud of. The Recreation Compass is what we call it. It's a map interface to a whole bunch of information about recreational opportunities in the state of Minnesota.
And I see that you've got here lakes and rivers, state trails, national forests. What if I wanted to look for, there's a state park that we used to visit when I was a kid. I think it was somewhere around here in Minnesota.
So you're zooming in.
And the brown is the state park.
Right, if you're looking at the legend here.
And look at that. Glacial Lake State Park. Childhood
Good
memories
job.
from there. So what if I wanted to bring my family there now?
We have an online reservation system for the state parks. And you can check availability. You can go down and find Glacial Lakes here.
Right there. Yeah.
There you go. Now,
Yes,
maybe
so
you
I
want
could go
to,
check
you
it
can
out
make
in July.
reservations up to a year in advance.
Oh, this is really great. Are people using this?
The DNR has a really high adoption rate. We have hunting and fishing licenses available online. Fishing licenses, not hunting licenses. But people have been much more
You mean a high adoption rate? You've got a lot of people who are using the online reservation service?
as opposed to making a phone call and making their reservation that way, or showing up in the park.
Well, this is such a fast feature here. I know sometimes when you make a phone call, you're going to stay on hold for a little while, and you have to check, and it seems very efficient.
Absolutely.
And so I think that's why a lot of people might be drawn towards it. And not to mention the fact that it's any time of day. I can do this in the middle of the night.
And I have.
What about this last item here? This intrigues me quite a bit. From Minnesota Department of Health?
Health alerts. The 91 public agencies, public health agencies in Minnesota have created this alert system so that when there is an outbreak of, God forbid, pandemic, flu, or any kind of contagious disease outbreak, this is what they would use to alert.
So folks who work in healthcare would actually go in and enter their information here, and it would go into a database of what's going on?
Right. It's really behind the scenes. It's the public can see, for example, that we had this measles outbreak in September.
It's very reassuring that there's not much on here.
Right. And this is current. This is up to date. So we are not in an epidemic period.
But so there's a public viewing part where we can see what has been going on, but then there's a behind the scenes where people sit.
Correct. Yes.
Wow, that sounds very powerful. One thing I notice with these sites is that they all look kind of different. They seem to have a lot of different functionality. What's going on behind that?
Well, the internet in Minnesota grew up the way it did in most places. We have the North Star portal, which I didn't feature here, but it's really the entry to state government, and you can locate all of these sites there and many, many more as well.
What is the address for that? I think that's a good one to
that
feature.
Is www.state.mn.us.
Great. State.mn.us.
Right.
And that's going to link you